In this video we're going to learn how to solve quadratics so that we can find out the values of x which make the expression equal to 0. So what are the steps we have to go to when solving a quadratic? Well, there are up to 4 steps. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that our quadratic is equal to 0. Now in most cases that will be done for you already, but you do have to be aware that you might have to do that. The next thing we do is we factorise the side that's not equal to 0 in the same way that we did in the first video. The next thing is we make each bracket, each factor, equal to 0. And that's because we've got two things that multiply together, the brackets, to equal 0, and one or both of them must be 0. And then we solve for each bracket. Okay, so let's have an example. So here's our first equation. I know it's quadratic because I've got that x squared there and nothing higher. So the first thing I've got to do is make this equation equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides and I get this. Now this is the normal form that you're going to deal with, and usually it will look like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factorise the x squared plus x minus 6. So I need two numbers that multiply together to give me negative 6. And here are our choices. And I want the pair that add together to give me a positive 1, because I've got 1x there. And the mistake that people sometimes make is they think we've got 0 x's, but no, we've got 1x. And the pair which added together to give me positive 1 are negative 2 and 3. So that makes up our brackets. So it's either the first bracket, x minus 2 equals 0, or the second bracket, x plus 3 equals 0. They're both possible. So now I solve each of those individual equations. So in the first equation I add 2 to both sides, in the second equation I subtract 3 from both sides. So we get the answers x equals 2 or x equals negative 3. And we can put those into here. Let's say I put a 2 in here. 2 squared is 4, add 2 is 6, and that's what I needed to get. What about negative 3? Surely that doesn't work. Well, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9, and then it's plus minus 3, so that's minus 3. 9 minus 3 is 6. Those are the only two options that work, and our method here finds them for us. In the description below you can find a link to a worksheet that has questions that you can try on your own. I hope you found this video helpful. Stay in field with Winfield.